Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be checking out a Patlabor kit here, but this is an older Bandai model kit. Actually, Max Factory's been making some really nice kits from this series in their Modroid lineup. I've taken a look at a couple of those in the past, so you can check out those reviews if you'd like, but this is from Patlabor, the next generation. This is Bandai's 1/48 scale model kit here, and it looks really, really cool. This is of the Ingram, and although I actually have not yet still seen the anime or know really too much about it, I just thought this was a really cool looking model kit that I picked up years ago and I've had sitting in my collection, and I thought, why don't we take the opportunity to actually build that guy up, and I'll share with you my thoughts on the build. Let's go ahead and check out the box first, and then we'll get into the kit. Alright, so first of all, just on the note of this box art here, really love the box art and the design for this one. As you can see here, just has a ton of detail, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to pick this kit up, was because compared to a lot of other Patlabor kits and just other Patlabor designs, this one is a lot more kind of highly detailed, which I really like about this kit, and that's one thing that I'm really looking forward to with this one, so it should be pretty awesome. And going down here to the ends of the box, you can see that it's not going to be a very large box with this one, not too deep, and so it's not going to be too large of a kit, I suppose. I'm guessing it's going to end up being a little bit larger than kind of like a standard high grade, possibly somewhere between high grade and master grade Gunpla size, but we'll see. Anyway, here's the front and the back view of the kit when it's all built and painted up and everything. Got some detail images over here showing some of the details and gimmicks of the kit, the cockpit and the joint covers that it has there, sort of very similar to the Master Grade Thunderbolt kits there, actually, from Bandai. Some more images over here of the included accessories, markings, and around here on the other side, a little bit about the next generation Patlabor story, some other gimmicks of the kit here, articulation gimmicks and everything, weapons and all that, so a bunch of different stuff here on the outside of the box, including the MSRP of 3,000 yen for this one, which seems like a pretty nice price for what looks to be like a really nicely detailed kit, which should come with a fair amount of stuff in here as well, including some waterslide decals, which is great to see. Let's check those out. So it's not a very large decal sheet here, but there's some really nice waterslide decals in green for like the kind of like license plate parts there, and then some other different caution markings and markings here that are going to be going around on the kit. Mostly everything is in black there, but nice to have those included. Thanks, Bandai. Then we unfortunately also have some foil stickers here as well for some color correcting stickers in black, gray, this kind of light teal color, metallic orange and white for some of those bits there. So there will be a few stickers required. And then we've also in here got our two gray like soft vinyl kind of joint cover bits there that, yes, everyone remembers from the Master Grade Verka Thunderbolt kits. Not great, but we'll see how those work on this kit. Looks like we do also have a sticker decal sheet here, which has all the same markings as what we saw on the waterslide decal sheet, and then some additional markings here in like pink and sort of what's made to look like gold, sort of. So that's kind of interesting. If you didn't want to use the waterslide decals, you can use those. Pretty nice. In this other package here, we've got some more joint cover pieces in there, it looks like. So it's probably going to be some for the elbows, the smaller ones, and these larger ones maybe for the knees, I suppose. But then here we've also got our instruction manual, which, like the box, is in like a slightly smaller size, which is kind of interesting. On the back side, here are nice big reference images of the fully built and painted and decaled model kit there. It's pretty cool. There's our painting guide at the bottom and painting guide for the figure. Also the 1-point step here about panel lining, because yeah, we're having a lot of white armor with a lot of detail. A lot of the detail is not really going to show unless you panel line that, so definitely a good idea. Opening this up to the center pages, we've got a bunch more images and text here about the kit, about the story. Here it looks like, so some cool information and images there about that. Going back to the front of the manual though, we just have the parts list, and everything else in here is just going to be the construction of the kit. Going to the back, and then on the very last page here is going to be our decal guide, where those decals are going to go around on the kit. But alright, let's check out the runners here, starting off with the polycaps PC132 for our polycaps here in dark gray. And then here on the A runner, we've got 4 colors, mostly white, but there is a clear green part up there for the visor. Kind of flesh tone parts over here for the pilot figure, some clear red down here at the bottom, obviously there for the iconic shoulders. And then yeah, everything else is going to be here in white. As I said, and as you guys will see on the kit, once it's all put together, the details on here look really, really nice. Whereas B1 and B2, here's some more parts in white, runner B2 being a copy of this half of the runner there. And then runner B3 here packaged separately for the safety of the finish on this, which is nice, is a gold plated part there for that bit at the chest. And then runners C1 and C2 are going to be here in black. There's runner C1, runner C2 we have 2 of, and that's going to be it for the kit. So like 98% of the kit is either going to be in black or white, with a couple of little bits there as the exception. So straight out of the box, it's going to be begging for some panel lining or something at least, I think. But let's go ahead and get it all built up and we'll take a look. All right, guys, here is the kit all built up, and wow, it is such a really nice looking kit, even without doing anything to it. I did put the stickers on, but I haven't done any panel lining or top coat or put the decals on or anything like that. And even without doing anything, it's a really, really great looking kit here. Just the detail on this thing is really, really amazing. I will say those joint cover parts were definitely a pain to put on, just as painful as it was putting them on the Master Grade Thunderbolt kits. But you know, once they're on there, they do look pretty decent and definitely give it a quite interesting and unique look. That said, I think depending on what you might want to do with this kit, how much time you want to spend on it, there might be some better ways to go about that. We'll talk about that more in a moment. But first, let's just take a look at the included accessories. So we don't really have a lot of accessories, but we do have some really interesting gimmicks. So first of all, we've got the handgun here, and this is going to be made up of 2 pieces. One piece for like the handle and the barrel, and it's a second piece for the revolving chamber there. So you got some really nice detail on there. It kind of reminds me a lot of the little armory weapons, and I wonder if the little armory weapon sets would be usable with this. Obviously it's a much different scale, with this kit being a 1/48 scale and the little armory weapons being a 1/12 scale, but I think just the size actually might work out pretty well. And I want to test that. So actually, in order to test that, let's take a look at a comparison here. This is a little armory set rifle here, and as you can see, it looks pretty comparable in size. I mean, just kind of focusing on the handle there, you can see it looks like these would actually be a pretty good fit. So if you wanted to use any other little armory set weapons with this, I think you probably could get away with that. Anyway, getting back to it though, our other main handheld accessory is of course going to be the baton. This is just a single piece there, very simple. This is just going to be held in the hand. And lastly, our shield part here. Now, this is just a couple of pieces there, but some nice detail on that. But that's going to be the case with the kit generally. I mean, you just have a lot of great detail on here. This is just going to plug right here onto the back side of the forearm there like that. And you can plug it either onto the left or to the right. You have the same hard points right here. There's 2 holes. That's where the shield's going to plug onto. As for the other gimmicks that we have here, the cockpit will open up. So this front part here will slide out and up. Let's see, this part here is going to slide to the front, and then you can lift that up, and this bottom part here will move down like that. You can see our pilot figure up inside there, and you have a ton of great detail inside there, like around the pilot figure, which is going to be really hard to see just because it's a really tight area and it's black, but there's a lot of really great detail inside that cockpit area there. So both inside and out, we've got a lot of fantastic detail with this kit. And then our other main gimmick is going to be down here in the leg. This part will open up and the handgun will lift out. And I actually kind of find it hard just because my fingers are so big. So it's easier for me to just take this part off, and then this part slides up to make it look like the handgun is coming out of there like that, and then put this part back on there like so. And then to reach and grab that, the wrist part of the forearm does extend out, so you can pull that out like that to make it look like it's reaching for the handgun there in the leg, which is a pretty cool gimmick there as well. Now let's talk about the stickers, because as you saw in the unboxing portion, we did have some foil stickers here for this guy. So starting off from the top of the head, got a couple of these light blue stickers that go on that, like wrap around that bit there on the top of the antenna. Those are okay. I mean, I could do without them, honestly. And then right here on the head, that clear green part is that visor and the head camera, so no stickers there, but you do have those little black stickers for like the little vents on the side of the face. A couple little black stickers there. Here on the chest, these stickers for the little lights right there, black with the like chrome and orange circles on there. Going down here to the waist section, we have a couple of stickers which wrap around this hip section there with like the lights on that and giving us that black line around there as well. And then going down to the feet on the side, like that middle section of the foot there, that's like all white, but you have black stickers that go on the sides to kind of cover up the side parts of the front part of the foot there. So a couple of stickers there that blend in pretty well. Honestly, you really wouldn't notice them. Lastly then, around here on the back, a couple of black stickers that go on this part here on the back side of the foot, right there, to cover up like the bottom part of that white piece. And that's about it. So just to talk a little bit more about some more of the articulation, the head will move up and very far down, as it can basically sink down into the cockpit there. The cockpit is open there. As you can see, I don't have this pushed all the way back in there. Anyway, I do kind of wish the head was able to point up a little higher than that, so that's a little bit disappointing, but obviously that can turn side to side. Here at the midsection, we don't really have much of an ab crunch here, but you can rotate this at the midsection there. The shoulders will swing forward and back, and the shoulder armor can lift up, and the flaps on the front and back of the shoulder armor can also be lifted independently as well. The arm, I'm comfortably raising it up to about here, and any further than that, I feel like I'm gonna be popping that off of there, and it's kind of a pain because of the wrapping, so I don't wanna extend that anymore. So the arm's not really gonna move up any further than that, I feel like, with the wrapping on at least. And that's also going to inhibit our elbow joint, I feel like, a little bit too. As you can see, I'm kind of like almost getting 90 degrees out of that. I feel like I could probably get that to bend a little bit more if it didn't have the cover on there. The wrist is just on a ball joint, and the hands are interesting in that we have the thumb is on a ball joint, the first finger is on a ball joint, and then the second, third, and fourth fingers are joined together, and they're on a single ball joint there as well. So some kind of nicely articulated and very detailed hands there. Going down to the hip section here, the legs are going to come out to the side pretty good and well, up to the front here as well. Because of the lack of any kind of like skirt armor here, you can get the leg up to a pretty good amount there. Can bend at the knee and get more than 90 degrees, so pretty good knee bend there. And then the ankles and the feet are actually one of the nicest points of this kit in terms of the articulation. I feel like the ankles on a ball joint, and then the front of the foot can also bend up and down there a little bit as well. And some decent detail underneath the foot there, not really too much. Also notice that this part of the knee armor also moves there. And so overall, these joint covering parts there in the leg and in the arm, they were kind of a pain to put on. And I feel like they do inhibit the articulation a little bit, more so in the arms than the legs, but they definitely look pretty good. I feel like if you can manage to get them on looking, decently. So let's take a look at the kit in some different poses here to wrap up the review. Now, as you may have noticed, there isn't anywhere for plugging on an action base into this. There's no hard point for an action base. And honestly, it's not like it's a flying machine, but if you wanted to display the kit like it was jumping or something, you'll have to use an action base that can like clasp around the waist, or you'll have to modify it just by drilling a hole into that waist section or something. I feel like would be pretty easy to do. Overall, the most impressive thing I think about this kit is just the level of detail on this. It's got a ton of really fantastic detail on it, and it being in 1/48 scale and meant to look much more like a kind of very realistic sort of utilitarian actual machine, vehicle that a pilot is in and operating, and I feel like it just works really well. And that's the kind of the reason why I was drawn to this particular kit in the first place, just because a lot of the Patlabor kits, aren't this detailed. This one in particular is much more detailed than a lot of the other kits, and that's what I really liked about the look of this kit. It just looks really, really cool, very realistic looking, and I think straight out of the box it looks okay. It's definitely going to look a lot better if you take some time to actually panel line in all the details and everything. Maybe do a little bit of painting, weathering, top coat on that. Everything's going to just make it look so much more realistic, and that's one of the great things about this kit for sure, is just how realistic it looks just because of the design. And you can really emphasize that with your painting and weathering, whatever you want to do to kind of bring out the details on this. So it's a really fantastic kit. I gotta say, the joint covering parts, they're kind of a pain, but if you're willing to take your time with it, you can definitely get them looking good. And I would recommend you guys to use tweezers just to help you, especially when you like on the thigh parts, you have to close the armor parts of the thigh around the vinyl joint covering there, and so tweezers are very helpful to kind of move the vinyl part around so that you can get the armor pieces on and plugged into each other, and I wish that there was a better way that those lock into each other. It's like a system of 4 pegs, but I feel like we need some kind of extra piece to ensure that those are going to be locked in place and not going to be popping off at some point. But so far they're holding on okay, so hopefully that won't be an issue. Anyway guys, Definitely a really cool kit that I could recommend for y'all to check out if you get the opportunity. But let me know what you think about the kit down in the comment section below. What are your thoughts? And as always, if you want to check out some more mecha models for yourself, you can check the link in the video description here for USA Gundam Store. Got all sorts of great stuff there, including a lot of Patlabor kits. I don't think that we have this one in stock at the moment, but hopefully sometime soon Bandai will reissue this to make it more available for you guys. But until then, let me know any further questions you guys may have about this kit in the comment section, and hope you enjoyed taking a look at this more kind of unique kit. As always, guys, I really appreciate all your support. Leaving a like, making sure that you're subscribed really helps out a lot, so thank you guys so much. Until next time, hope you all have a great day. See y'all later. Bye, guys.